Hey guys, it's Andrea. What's up? I'm starting a new Sew With Me series, a new block of the month. This is my first block of the month from Annie's Kit Clubs. This one was on like reduction, so I grabbed it. Usually their block of the month are $40 a month. This one's $20. And I am an Annie's Kit Clubs affiliate, so that means my link down below. If you use it to sign up to any of Annie's Kit Clubs, including this one, you're going to get your first month for 50% off. So you could get your first month of this for 10 instead of 20, and then it'd be 20 after that. Or any of their Kit Clubs. They've got tons. Lots of quilty, knitting, crochet, beads, jewelry, cards, woodworking. I mean, you name a craft, it's probably at Annie's Kit Clubs. This is the Yuletide kit. Like I said, it's 20 a month for 10 months. Let's see what they sent me. We'll go over this. Yuletide Kit 1, large Christmas trees. Isn't that cute? That is such a cute quilt. The finished quilt, it said on the website, okay, here it is. It's going to be 68 by 76. Skill level, confident beginner. Look at them cootie birds. So let's see. Access video tutorials. There's also video tutorials you can watch. Just watch mine. I can't share the cutting, y'all. So I'm going to go cut up this fabric and I'll be back. But let's look at it first. It's not pre-cut. So we've got this check or gingham, if you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. This gray dot. Now, they did tell me what line this was, and I've forgotten. I'll see if I can find the information. This green snowflake. And here's my background. I love it. It's like black dots all over it. Let's see if it tells us the fabric. I remember seeing it when I ordered, and I want to say it was a high quality. It was a designer fabric. Yes, the quilt, designed by Susan Gutzman, pieced by Nancy Scott, and quilted by Nancy McNally. Anyway, the quilt was designed using Maywood Studios fabric and Electric Quilts EQ8 software. I guess this is Maywood Studios fabric. Anyway, it feels really nice. It feels softy. I'm going to get all these cut up and labeled, and we'll be back to put together our large Christmas trees. Okay, I've got it all cut, and I did want to show you all the extra fabric that I have left. Quite a bit of room for boo-boos or extra blocks. What I like to do when I'm doing a block of the month is I keep all the extras in the original bags until I'm completely done, just in case I need to pull from any of it. For any reason. Now, when I'm done, then I'll integrate it into my stash, but I keep it separated until the completion, just as precautions. All right, here's my cut pieces. My freaking charger cable for my spare light, I can't find it, so it's a little darker than I usually like it. Sorry about that. Here's my pre-cut pieces, all ready to go. And we can get started. I know I did see on a couple of the selvages Maywood Studios Basics on like the check, and the others I think said something wishes. I think it's warm wishes from Maywood Studio if you're curious. All right. First step, we're going to take Now on the A, there's two different colors. We've got the green and the background. It looks like we're using the background first. So I'm just doing 4 of these. Okay, we'll use them all. So I'll put the green A's back. And then I'm going to get the green. The B's also have green and white. So we're just using the green for this next step. And it looks like we're just going to be using, oh yeah, 4. That's all we've got, 4. All right, this is different. This is surely different. Refer to slip and fold corners to make these units. Flip and sew. It's not showing the flip and sew corners instructions, but I know how to do that. So I'm just going to show you right sides together, okay? Put it here, and then we're going to be sewing corner to corner. I'll actually turn it over so I can see my corner to corner better. Mark it if you can't see through your fabric. You can also kind of feel where that corner ends as well, because it's a thicker piece, or thicker section. And I'm using my Seam So Easy guide as well, so I don't have to mark my fabric. But again, if you're uncertain or nervous, just mark your fabric. Now while I'm doing this, you'll see me sometimes doing a block on the side with these little squares here. I'm making an Irish chain out of my 1.5 inch scraps, and I use that as leaders and enders. I'm always making a quilt on the side when I sew. I actually completed one whole quilt doing that. This is my second one. I love blocks of the month. They're not, you know, when you're doing a whole complete quilt, it can kind of be overwhelming. The block of the months, since you're just doing one block at a time, you can just knock them out. I always have multiple working blocks of the months at all times. I think I've got, this will probably make my 10th work in progress that I'm doing. But like I said, most of those are blocks of the month. 2 are complete quilts. The rest are blocks of the month. All right, so what you're going to do now is trim about 1/4 of an inch away from your stitch line and press. So you're just going to flip it and press it. And I'm pressing towards the dark side, which is like this. That's the way you hold it. Hold the piece that you're pressing towards. Oh, I did it the opposite way. That's okay. Now I'm going to put the white on the other side of this. Now they show us doing it, you can do it whichever way first. Hold on, let's see, let me double check. When I sew this, it's going to open up like that, see? So corner to corner again. Right down the middle. again, you can mark, you can pin, whatever you're comfortable with. Look, I already have a little bit of 1.5 inch scraps from this quilt. I always cut my scraps as I go. And then we're just going to cut these apart and trim and press just like we did for the other one. I'm guessing we're going to be doing a lot of units like this for this Christmas tree. For these Christmas trees, we're making 4 blocks today. Again, I'm going to press towards the dark, so hold the side you're pressing towards. And I always use steam. It is advised not to use steam after you've cut, but I do what I want. But it can distort and stretch your fabric if you're not really careful. I did use best press on all my fabrics before I started. Okay. And there's our finished unit, the treetop. 4 of them. Bloopity bloop. Set those to the side. Oh, here's the flipping trim directions. Anyway. Similarly, make 4 of each of the remaining units. Oh, I don't like when they don't have pictures because I sew from pictures. Oh wait, I think there's pictures right here. Yeah. I like to just look at the pictures and go. So next up, C and A. The green A's. So we're just doing the same thing again. Here I'm going and confusing myself. So right down the middle. And if you do, even if you don't want to mark the whole thing, you could just mark the little notch that you're working towards. Let me get a pen and show you. Like this is where I'm aiming. So I could just put a little notch there, and I know that's where I'm aiming. See, it's lined up right on that line. Usually I don't use a normal pin for that. Let me switch it out. It's a permanent. This one, my cup runneth over, y'all. There. This one evaporates on its own. So that definitely makes it more precise. So it really doesn't matter which corner you start from. As long as you've got a white on each side of it. Well, I just watched the movie Saltburn today. I started it yesterday, I finished it today, but I've been hearing so much about it. I wanted to hurry up and watch it before I got any more spoilers. It was something else. I did like it, but it's something else. It's on Hulu. Ooh, locked. If y'all have seen it or want to see it, let me know. No spoilers for other people, though. Trim. And then, you know, we're going to do the same thing, flip, and then we'll do the other side. Press into the dark. I do what I want. I tried going steam free and my blocks were just not flat. It would not flatten my blocks. So I went back to the devil's ways. Okay, repeat on this side. I don't know why I closed my little pen because I'm still using it. Blink, blink. So my fabric's moving around. That's why a lot of people pin to keep that from happening. And plus, when you do a block of the month, you know, my total would be $200 at the end of it all because it's 10 months at $20 a month. But you don't have to pay it all up front. You can pay it monthly, and that makes it much more manageable for a lot of people if they can't do that lump sum to buy a whole quilt kit. And that's about an average price of a quilt kit. They can run, for this size, I'd say it's an average price for a quilt kit. Quilting is not a cheap hobby, y'all. You'll find that out quickly. But boy, is it fun. Then when you start building your stash up, you don't have to do quilt kits ever. You know, you can just use your stashes. But I love a quilt kit. on my big quilts that I'm doing the Sew With Me's during the week. I'm trying to use my stash for those, mostly. Use up my stash more, but my blocks of the month, of course, they're sending me the fabric usually. Okay. They didn't send me this, though. I bought this. Oh, I still have one under the needle. I like to keep it moving, so I'll get it in a minute during the next step. Press into the dark. Usually press to the dark so you won't see or seam. Okay, there's that next section. Next, we're going to make F and E. He's just a little guy. I'm going to go ahead and grab that last section that I previously did and finish it real quick. Started a new book. I finished that Frida McFadden book. It was Locked Door. It was my second Frida McFadden. The first one was Never Lie, I think it was called, which I loved. This one, Locked Door, was okay. I didn't love it as much as the Never Lie, but it was still good. And then I started another Ruth Ware book called 0 Days, and I hardly ever read descriptions, y'all. Once I find an author I like, I'll read every one of their books, and that's what I'm doing with Ruth Ware and Frida McFadden. But I have no idea what the 0 Days is about yet. I just started chapter 1, and there's like no explanation of what's going on or what they're doing. You know, we'll get it along the way, I'm assuming. So I can't comment on that one because I just started the audiobook and while I was cutting this fabric. So, you know, I'm like 10 minutes in. But I've loved every Ruth Ware book I've read so far, so. Oh, shoot, he scared me to death. Bye, baby. Sam's going with his friends to work out. Okay, yep. You could always double check you've done right by flipping it before you cut. I need to write excuses for the kids for tomorrow for school since we were at Disney all week. they were going to miss a whole week of school, but lucky for us, about 2 hours after we flew out, a winter storm hit and 4 days of school were canceled. So hip hip hooray, they've only missed 1 day of school technically, even though they were in Florida for the entire week, and we missed all that yucky weather. Could not have planned that better if I tried. That was total luck. So we got to enjoy warm weather the whole week while we were there. It's still pretty cold here, but by the time we got back, the roads were clear and stuff, and mostly. In Memphis, they were pretty rough, but they're clear here. So we flew out of Memphis. No plane delays or anything. It was my first time flying Southwest, and I was very happy with them. However, the plane that we flew down on wasn't near as nice as the plane we flew back on, even though they were both Southwest planes. But the one that we flew back on had lots more room, lots more leg room and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And you know, they give you free movies and TV shows and stuff to watch. And it was very inexpensive as far as comparison to like Delta or something. I was very happy with them. I'll fly again. I shall fly them again in the future. My feet are slowly but surely repairing from the 4 days of 4 Disney parks and walking probably 20,000 miles. Oh, I would walk 100 miles and I would walk 1,000 miles just to be the man who walks 5,000 miles to fall down at your door. My feet were screaming, y'all. And the day we got home, they swelled up like balloons. They didn't swell the whole time we were there. They just kind of ached. You know, they really ached. And I still have a numb spot on my left toe pad. Like 2 of my toes are numb in my pad. But the swelling has gone away. It's tough work, y'all. Being a fatty walking around Walt Disney World for 4 days is not for the faint of heart. But I survived. I'm a survivor. I'm not gonna give up. I'm a survivor. Keep on surviving. Till it's worth it. Okay, then D and B. Same thing again. Okay, now I need advice on next year. I really want to take the kids to, I'm going to start planning. I want to take them to Universal. I've never been, they've never been. So give me your tips if y'all have been to Universal. Like, how many days should I plan for us to do everything there? I was thinking like 2 days for both of those parks. 2 days to schedule at Universal with a park hop or whatever. Is that enough, or should I do more? And I also want to take them to SeaWorld, and I haven't been since I was a kid. You know, so basically I've never been because I vaguely remember it, and I'm sure it's changed a lot in 30 years since I've been there. So how many days should I plan for that? 1 or 2 or even more? Honestly, I'm clueless. And y'all know, y'all are my Google. So let me know down below. I'm sure we'll fly Southwest, and I want to book a hotel that will have transport to both. Normally, if we were just Universal, I would stay at Universal. But can I stay at Universal and still get free transport to SeaWorld? Probably not. So give me y'all's advice on that. And I want, we don't go fancy. My rooms, I do the economy. I try to make the best value in my rooms. As long as it's safe and clean. Like when we stayed at Disney, we did the resort, the all-star resorts, the value ones. And they were perfectly fine. I guess we could always just see what happens on resort. I need to research this. We could always change hotels, I guess. We could check out of Universal and check into another one if we needed to or something. I'd rather not have to do all that hubbub. I'd rather, you know, be in one place. And I'm thinking it's not going to be near as killer as the Disney parks were as far as the walking. Hopefully. Of course, I have a whole year to recoup because I'll probably plan it for January again. There's that unit. Oh, that's the Lego. I started listening to, I usually have 2 audiobooks kind of going. One that I'm reading, you know, actively, I need to really pay close attention to. And then I have a nighttime one. Usually I pick things I've already read so I don't have to, it's kind of like background noise for when I'm winding down. And I'm re-listening to All Things Great and Small, that series of the Harriet Vett Tales, true story memoirs that they make all those TV shows off of. I love those books. If y'all have not read them, you need to. They're so good. Vett, from the 1940s in Scotland and England. His memoirs, they're hilarious. They're touching. They're interesting. Read them. And the guy who's narrating, I'm pretty sure he is the actor that played James Herriot in the original All Things Great and Small, or whatever it's called. Pretty sure it's the actor that played the old one. He does a great job narrating. Of course, I watch the PBS shows of the old ones and the new ones too. There for a long time I was listening to Sherlock Holmes. I don't really care for Sherlock Holmes books. I I tried to like them. I feel the same way about Agatha Christie. I guess just because they're so old and things have changed so much that they're not really relevant in today's. I don't know. I just don't dig them. They're pretty elementary. I guess I shouldn't say that. Y'all's probably going to butcher me and spear me and rotate me on the spigot for saying that, but I'm not a huge fan of either one of those.
Why is the Wi-Fi being horrible?
I don't know, dude. It's driving me crazy, though. Are you not able to play your games with Zay?
Yeah, because it keeps making me disconnect.
Oh. Can you not just use your cell phone data? Do you not have just cell phone data? Turn your Wi-Fi off?
That's what I do.
Okay. Does that work?
Yeah, sometimes.
Okay.
And then after like an hour, be crappy.
Well, maybe you don't need to be online for 20 hours. How long you been playing games online?
I don't know. 1 hour.
I still need to do some unboxings too. I'm trying to put this video up tonight. Haven't even done my unboxings yet. I was just telling them a little bit about Disney and how we're going to go to Universal next year, hopefully. And SeaWorld.
Nice.
Okay. Now we're going to do H. And G. Oh good, this is the same size so I don't have to mark it anymore. We're just snowballing now on each side. Parker's finally chilling out just a little bit from his trauma of us disappearing for 5 days. He's been stuck up my butt.
How long have we had this?
Sam got him last night at Dollar General for himself. Maybe you should have went with us.
Why?
Because you could have picked you out something too.
Oh, don't care.
What's strange is last year, well, it wasn't last year, the year before last. And even last year, yeah, we went on several mini vacays where we were gone like for the weekend. And the year before that, we were gone for 10 days on vacay, and Parker didn't act that way. So I don't know what it was about this year that he is just like traumatized. Well, after I finish this block, I can make supper.
What's for supper?
How about spaghetti?
No.
That sounds delicious to me.
Not to me.
Then I don't know what to tell you. If you can think of something else, did you defrost any meat or anything like I asked you last night if you wanted anything to defrost it?
No.
Spaghetti sounds delicious to me. With lots of parm. It's not gross. Do you not have any of that, your macaroni left that you like? Do you have any fried rice or macaroni? Do what?
I do.
Is that what you would like?
Yeah.
Okay, what? Which one?
Fried Fried rice sounds good.
Okay. You want me to make it?
Yeah.
Okay, after I do this block, okay?
Okay.
My kids are so weird. Neither one of them like pasta. Sam's just now getting well, Stella will sometimes eat Alfredo pasta, and sometimes she'll eat mac and cheese. Sam likes mac and cheese, and that's about it. I could eat spaghetti, just spaghetti noodles and spaghetti sauce every day. I love it. But unfortunately they don't. I wonder what time it is. I have to put some makeup on and do some unboxings after I make her supper. Because I haven't recorded anything that's going up today yet. And I think it's like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. I'm running late. Okay, trim about 1/4 of an inch. Press all these. Now, I probably should be pressing all these to the dark, but I'm actually pressing them to the white just because it's a lot easier when it's a strip like this. So I'll tell you what to do, not what I do. So I'm a rule breaker. There are most of those. One's still under the needle. Now we're going to make the trunks. So that's J and I. The right sides together. I have to fix my pedal. It took me so long to find out that I found out. Dun, 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 triple, yeah. It took me so long to find out, and I found out. I still haven't sewed anything for next week's Sew With Me's either. Luckily tomorrow I'm off work and I plan on, the kids are going back to school, so I'll be able to hopefully sew all day and try to get a little bit ahead, a little bit caught up on my Sew With Me's. I'm pressing to the dark on these trunks too. They have other blocks of the months as well. There's one that I really like that the background's blue. You'll probably see it listed if you go look at Annie's Quilt Kits, but it's $40 a month. So it's twice as much as this one. They have fabric subscriptions. They have blocks of the months for crochet and knitting as well. And my 50% off the first month will work on anything that you haven't tried before. You have to be a new user of that specific club to get half price off the first one. We got all the strips done. We can start putting it together. It's gonna go together pretty easily. This. Uh-oh. What? Uh-oh. Why the heck is this so much bigger? What the heck? Oh God, hope I done something wrong. All my strips are the same. Let me see something here. Um, 12.5 inches. These blocks are going to be 12.5 inches. So yeah, that's definitely over. That's weird, isn't it? Okay, I'll just center it where I want it, I guess. That's weird. J, did I cut J wrong? What was J? What was J? I don't even freaking see it now. Oh, 6. Oh, I did cut them wrong. I cut them 6.5. I cut them 6.5. Okay, no big deal. I'll just trim them at the end. That's my fault. That was me not paying attention. But luckily, it's no big deal because these can be trimmed down perfectly. No biggie. Don't be afraid to anchor and adjust as you go. going to put these together 2 by 2 and then start piecing them. So the next 2 lines are here. These 2 are the next 2. Day tripper, yeah. I don't know why that song's stuck in my head. Yeah, I definitely needed a vacation after my vacation. I was so wore out. I'm feeling much better now. Like I can actually walk around. I was wobbling it for like 2 days after we got back. The walking, to me, I mean, the walking was a little tough, but the hardest part was just standing in line. That's when my feet would start killing me. When we would have to stand in line for an hour and a half. That's when I'd be like, oh, Lord. Okay, next 2 lines. Luckily, we only had probably about 4 rides the entire time that we had to wait that long for. So I was able to navigate the others pretty well where we didn't have that long of a wait. Those rides at Disney, though, man, they are just phenomenal. It truly is a magical place. It really is. It's mind-blowing. Love it. And it's my 6th time going, y'all. I just couldn't believe that. But they change things so often, add new rides, change up other rides. So it's always a lot of new stuff. Every time you go, there's the classics and then there's the new. once I get all these together 2 by 2, we'll press them and continue putting them together. Together, whatever. I will, I will, I will, I will. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever some sweet talking boy comes along, singing his song. Got to be strong to stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I've been thinking of you. Look in your heart and let love keep us together. Whatever. I will, I will, I will. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever. Alright, we gotta get all these pressed. Some sweet talking boy comes along, singing his song. You just got to be strong and love, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I've been thinking of you. Look in your heart and let love keep us together. Whatever. I will. I'm pressing up to the tree is the way I'm going. Pressing up. So it doesn't really matter at this point, I don't think. What's the next section? I'm getting pretty starving Marvin, y'all. I think I'm gonna make me that spaghetti anyway, even though Stella's not eating it. I'm either going to use the Rouse Arboretta. Is that how you pronounce that? The spicy. It's my favorite Rayo sauce. The spicy one. Surprise, surprise, right? Or the other sauce I like is just traditional ragu. If I want a sweeter meal. That's what I used to eat all the time when I was a kid. That was my go-to, and I still love it today. Sauce, and I discovered Rayos is more when I'm in the mood for an authentic experience rather than a childhood favorite. I'm going to let the iron heat up a little bit. I'm using my cordless. This is going to be a cute tree. He's so cute. Love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever some sweet talking boy comes along, singing his song. You got to be strong and stop, 'cause I really love you. Stop, I've been thinking of you. Now we can put these two together. Stella's gonna come back in here.
You almost done?
Told you. Yep,
Did you say told you?
Yep. I told them, here comes Stella asking about her food. No, I didn't forget, baby. I'm almost done. I just got to put all these lines together. I'm starving too. I'm going to make me spaghetti. You sure you just don't want to eat spaghetti with me?
Sure. 100% sure. Never been for sure in my life.
Bye. Huh?
Can I have these powdered donuts?
Can I have your blueberry donuts?
Donut, you mean?
You already ate one? Can I have your last one? You can have that whole bag if you let me have the last one.
Yep.
Yay! We picked some blueberry cake donuts up in Memphis when we were driving through it. So good. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Stella's let me have her last one. Here's my dessert. I could eat a whole box of those things. I'm hoping my local donut place is making, because I'm going to check them out and see if they make them, because, man, they're good. What am I doing? What's happening? Maybe, do I still have some under the needle? Did I do some of these wrong? Oh, dadgummit. I did. What a maroon. That's what I get for yapping. This one's right, at least. I think I just messed one up that I'll have to rip. This one right here. Get Jack. Jack's come to play. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Love, love will keep us together. Think of me, babe, whenever. Still got me all distracted talking about blueberry donuts. All right. I don't know how I managed that, but no harm, no foul. Let's do that again. I'm going to use a square up ruler at the end to square it up to 12.5-inch block. 12.5-inch blocks. Let me put the bottom rail on. strong. You got to be strong and stop. 'Cause I really love you. Stop. I've been thinking of you. Look in your heart and let love keep us together. Whatever. Now this is one of those blocks that's very forgiving. Because you really don't have to line up any seams, you know? So if you're off in something, you can't even really tell. Ooh! Dang, Steen got me on that one. She bites. Kitty's got claws. If you're a new quilter and you don't have square up rulers, I would advise you to get them in 1/2 inch, like a 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, all the way up to 12.5. They're very, very useful. You don't have to have them, of course, but they're very useful to eventually add to your stash of notions, your notions arsenal. I'll show you when we square these up. I know most of y'all watching are very experienced, a lot more experienced than me, but not everyone is, so I like to show basic stuff. I've only been doing it for I think it's about 5 years now. I think we're finished, y'all. Let me pull these off. The reason I always use leaders and enders, I like to keep it chain piece. That way it helps my thread not go back into my machine at the start. If you just cut them off, sometimes your thread goes... It's very aggravating. So I always like to keep it chain piece so that doesn't happen. All right, I'm going to press all these and get the square up ruler. We'll square them up. Okay, here's my 12.5 inch square up ruler. And see how it's got the lines? That helps you find your center and all that jazz. So just put my square down. Pop this bad boy on. And see how she lines up. Everything is perfect except... What? How big are these supposed to be? Uh-oh. They're supposed to be 12.5. And mine are measuring at 12. 12 by 12.5. I don't know how I managed that. Nothing I can do about it now. I was gonna trim off these edges. And hope it all works out in the end. Just make sure I didn't iron any kinks in it. Let's see how the others are panning up. Oof. Girl. Mine are coming up at 12 inches, y'all. It's very strange. I don't know why that's happening. I really don't know why that's happening, but I'm not going to worry too much about it, because as long as, you know, they're all a little too small, if, you know, it works out. So don't sweat it too much. We'll find out in the end if it's an issue, I guess. 'Cause, yeah. I swear these should be 12 inches. These blocks should be 12 inches. They're all measuring up like that. I'm hoping it's an error in their pattern. But they're saying it's supposed to be 12 and a half, but they're only 12. We'll see. We'll see. Let me slide them up and I show them to you. I show them to yees a little bit better. They're cute. They're cute, aren't they? What do y'all think? Give me a thumbs up if you like the video, guys. Subscribe if you like to watch Sew With Me. I'll see y'all at the next one.